On my 10th birthday, Grandma told me to get in the oven. It wasn't a request, it was an order, delivered with the same chilling calm she used when asking me to fetch eggs from the coop. The words hung heavy in the air, as dense and suffocating as the metallic tang that always clung to the kitchen. The kitchen had always been a small planet in our house. A scuffed linoleum sun, a table with one leg held together by tape, the oven with its thick glass like a porthole. On ordinary days, it smelled of garlic and slow soups and the small, comforting burn of toast. But these were far from ordinary days. On evenings when Dad came home drunk, the planet shifted. The light went thin, the air tasted metallic, and the oven's glass gleamed like something alive and patient. It watched us all with cold detachment. That night, I crawled inside, because she said it was the last place he would look. Her words were hollow, offering no comfort, only the grim promise of temporary escape from a terror that seemed to follow me even into my dreams. She'd spent the morning polishing the oven until fingerprints vanished and the knobs shone. She moved like someone rehearsing. Calm, little precise motions, the way you tidy before a storm. But I saw the terror in her eyes. I watched her with a kind of worship. Her hands were warm when she tucked a threadbare blanket around my legs, like a harbor closing for the night. But her smile didn't reach her eyes. Outside the kitchen, the house tore itself apart. I heard the crash of furniture chairs, the bookshelf slamming. Dad's voice a ragged thing pasted over it. His anger was a living thing. I learned then how sound can become a score for fear. His staggered cursing, her high pleading, the thud that meant a body hit floor. Each noise etched itself into my soul. Once when Mom left, when she left because of his other hands and other words, his temper learned new shapes. He became a monster. He stopped hitting much and started to invent punishments that fit like cold armor. He could make me stand in a corner, make me hold my breath until I thought my lungs would forget how to work. His cruelty was methodical. He could make me soil myself with the weight of words until he smiled and left the room like a man who had solved a math problem. His words were weapons. I had my mother's face, and so I carried the blame with the rest of her echo. I was a reminder of his pain. The cops were puppets he could tug. They came once and left with his crooked laugh. Justice was a lie. After that, the house learned silence. After that, we learned hiding. The house held its breath. Through the oven's glass, I watched shadows argue. I could see only the bottom halves of them. His shoes scuffed, her slippers slapping on tile, a macabre ballet of domestic horror. His hands moved like a trapped animal. They grabbed, they squeezed. A silent scream trapped within. I had the tremor in my knees before I moved. Then I threw the glass open, because whatever child gravity wants to act like courage sometimes. A desperate act of defiance. I remember the smell of gas, Not a thought, just a punch, and the way heat baked against the inside like a mouth. The air itself was a monster.
I was crying when I clung to his ankles. I begged. My voice was small and sanded, desperate pleas lost in the din.
"Dad, please," I said. And something in him answered. Not pity and not recognition. An ugly flash I could not name. A glimmer of something terrible. He said, "Not for long," and his eyes flicked to the oven behind me. Just like Mommy. A threat hanging in the air. The air tightened. His fingers closed around my arms, and pain woke his bruise, a chilling reminder of his power. I felt the old, enormous loneliness, that I might be all he remembered of the woman who had left. A ghost in his own life. That I might, by mere inheritance of cheekbones and a tongue, be marked for the same fate, doomed by blood. Struggling was theater. He shoved me toward the oven, and somewhere a gas flame coughed to life, whether by him, whether by habit, I could not tell. The oven was a hungry maw. The corners of the compartment heated. The world grew small, and I thought, with that peculiar clarity children get in terror, of all the safe things I had used as shields, a book, a joke, a blanket, and how none could stop this heat. All illusions shattered. Then Grandma's hands were on my shoulders. They were not the gentle hands I expected. A sudden, brutal intervention. They were coarse and fast, and when they pulled me out, I tasted metal on the air and something else. Copper, blooming wide. A bloody revelation. I blinked and saw Dad crumpled on the tiles, a dark river staining the pattern beside him. The knife glinted like a promise, the throat that had said not for long leaking the bright, patient truth. The final, gruesome act. I did not know then whether she had saved me or finished something else. I was a pawn in her game. I remember a sound that surprised my own ears. Thin, helpless, and awful. It cracked something inside me I had not known was whole. Sanity fractured. I looked at Grandma, at the way she wiped her hands on her apron like she had fed a fire and only now thought to wipe the soot away. Her eyes betrayed nothing. Mom never left. I asked because the phrase was a lodestone in my chest. I meant the woman whose face I carried, the woman whose absence had drawn lines into our house. A chilling revelation awaits. Grandma met my eyes, and her smile was a careful, folded thing. Her voice was quiet, the kind of quiet that rearranges rooms. She didn't, she said. Not all over. The horror is never truly over.